What's up, my Koopa Troop? It's Koops, and welcome back to another episode of One Piece Treasure Cruise. Thank you all to our loyal viewers and fans that have been watching all the episodes. I appreciate that, guys. I know this isn't for everyone, so thank you so much for sticking around with me. A new batch of stuff came out to Global just yesterday. We have CobiMeppo's Proving Ground. Well, that's not new, it's old, but it came back. We have Arlong, Count Butler, and The Island of Strange Animals. Yes, that one is new for Global. It's been out in Japan before, but it's new. We also have the raid boss, Aokiji, up in here. For this episode, I'm going to go ahead and do CobiMeppo's Proving Ground. I've never shown this one on the channel before. It's not a very difficult one. It is kind of an old event, so nothing is too complicated or anything like that. However, it's very good to do. Coby is actually a worthwhile character to get max because he enhances orb slots, and he is a side character, so he's the same as like Kaku or a couple other ones enhance orb slots. So he's definitely a good one to have max. He's not necessarily the best because a lot of times you'll be using Impact Usopp to double yellow slots. But with the two of them combined, it works pretty well. You can double with Impact Usopp, and you can enhance orb slots with Coby. So he's worth getting. Helmeppo is not as worth. He's an intelligent slasher that reduces bind, so not as important. There also is Nico Robin book drops. For Nico Robin, the intelligence one that doubles damage for intelligence characters. That is a very, very important one to max. One of the not the strongest, but one of the strongest specials in the game. You'll use her a lot of times in intelligence burst teams, so it's definitely good to get that one max. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this one. I'm running just a double Rayleigh team comp. Nothing too fancy about it. If you don't have Rayleigh, no big deal. This event has a lot of yells and a lot of intelligence, so you can run a rainbow comp, but really, I find that running intelligence works the best because Coby is the final boss and he's a side character. So having all intelligence makes pretty quick work of him. There's nothing too complicated or tricky here in this whole event. As we get to the important guys that do stuff, I'll let you know more about them. But as you can see for right now, I'm just clearing through stuff. You don't really need to stall for any specials. If you need to, like if you're too weak to beat this without stalling, you can stall. There's several spots you can do it. Rayleigh team comps are the only downside for Rayleigh team comps is that they take a little bit of time to get ramped up, and missing in the first attack is not a good way of ramping up. I was trying to attack that guy first because if I had done it correctly and not missed, my power would have started increasing. I would have been able to kill that next guy in one hit. It didn't work out, but it's not a big deal. This thing didn't even attack us. If he did, we have health orbs we can regenerate from, and like I said, it's nothing too scary here. All right, Helmeppo will hit you with a first strike for 3,300 damage, and then every time he attacks, he does 720. So he's not really dishing out the damage. He's not like you'll probably will get hit by him because it's a little tough to kill these first characters, then kill him. He's a little tanky, but because I had an intelligence orb on Mihawk, I was able to finish him off. But if not, he would have done 720 damage, and that's it. Even when he gets low. Coby has nothing really special. He just hits you for 2,000 something damage. If you get him below 20%, he'll do a special, and that does 5,555. So if you're not prepared, that could kill you. That could be a problem if you get him low and you don't have the health. But most teams should be okay by this point, so you can just go ahead and do some damage here to finish him off. I'm not running the intelligence Robin like I just talked about because you don't really need the burst for this event. As you can see, you run straight through it, clear it. Got a couple of book drops. And the characters themselves will drop, Coby and Helmeppo. The only problem is this is like the old characters, the old way they used to do it, where they have no specials. Before they evolve, the pre-evolutions have no specials. So you actually need to get books for the evolved ones. For example, there's the Coby evolved. That's his special. So you have to get the book drops for it. Let's go ahead and check out the characters themselves. Take a look at them. So we run down here to Sai, and this is what Coby looks like evolved. Enhances crew slot effects for 2 turns. Very good. I don't have mine maxed, so I actually need to play this event a couple times and get mine maxed. As well as he himself can drop... Oh, wrong character. He himself can drop, but as you can see, this is training Coby. He has no special, and his captain ability is actually different. So he doesn't do anything for actually getting the special cooldown lower, but now with the introduction of sockets, he's helpful because you can socket. Same exact thing with Helmeppo. The evolved form is different than the unevolved form. That was something they did when the game started, and they eventually changed it. Kind of annoying. His special reduces bind duration by 3 turns. Actually not a bad special, and could be worth maxing, because there'd be cases where you can use it. 3 turns is pretty good, can help you definitely if you don't have an anti-socket or if you don't have anti-lock is what I meant to say. And his prior evolution looks like this, the training Helmeppo. Yeah, it's not that useful. Actually, I thought let's go ahead and give it a try right now and see if we can get some special level ups. We're in the middle of a double up special event. So many times you get a character special, you want to go ahead and use it right away. So for example, let's grab Coby, go to the top here. We've got 4 of them, and then I'm also going to throw on one of his characters here for thing. Let's see if we get any special ups. Hoping for 1 or 2. Ooh, a super success, not bad. So slow. All right, we got special up to 4. I don't know what his max is, actually. Only 1 of them out of the 4 went up. It's kind of unfortunate, actually, but that's okay. And a despair resistance, which is good, because I want that. I have charge specials and bind, but actually, for this character, I want bind and despair. Because he only has 2 slots. I think bind and despair are probably the most important slots, at least the most useful in a generic random team. Like, charge specials are very useful for when you're doing fast runs or for certain raid bosses. Slot rate boosts are very helpful for certain teams. Like, ace teams really want slot rate boosts. Other teams always want it, but I didn't notice myself, but the rate barely goes up. Like, the first slot rate boost gives you like a 20%, and then the next one's 22.5, and the third one's 25%. So there's really not a huge increase from 1 to 2 to 3. Only ace teams really want slots, and so they want max slot rate boost, but every other team wants it, but only just like the first one's fine. So I find actually bind and despair are the best 2 slots. If you only have 2 sockets, those are probably the 2 you should pick for most characters. Some captains want something different. Blackbeard teams are an exception. They don't want that. Auto heal is pretty good, but like I said before in the past, auto heal is very difficult to get a lot of sockets for. One auto heal is not really worth. It only gives you plus 100. 2 is plus 200, plus 300, then plus 500, plus 1,000. Plus 1,000 is where it gets pretty cool, but before that, it's just useless. All right, I can also socket a couple more of those. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's just do it while I'm thinking about it. Let's socket a couple of these guys. I don't think I have any more Cobys. Normally, I'd save my yellow turtles for something more important, but, actually, you know what? We'll get rid of Robinson. He's a crappy character. Don't need him. Might as well feed him. All right, let's see if we get anything good here. We're looking for Bind and Despair, which we probably won't get, knowing our luck, but let's see here. Out of the 3, we've got... Charge, Bind, and Poison. At least we got 1 Bind. That's something. So we'll take that. 3 out of 5, getting closer, but you can see sockets are kind of super annoying. They're like a way to force you to farm more, because you really need them. For example, the Aokiji event's going on right now, and you desperately need a level 1 or 2 Bind and Despair. You definitely need it. And because I don't have good team comps with it, like even if you work really hard, let's say you get one of your characters full max sockets, you're feeling so good. That's only 1. You have to have at least 2 with like max sockets to have an impact. It's very annoying. Very annoying. All right, well, there's Coby. Let's do some Helmeppo. I'm kind of dragging out this episode a little bit, but it's kind of fun. I don't show off a lot of One Piece Treasure Cruise gameplay besides for the actual events. So, just something a little different. Let's first do his specials. I think it drops special books. Oh, yes, it does. I only have 2, though. It's okay. Hopefully we get a special up, and then we'll go ahead and get a lot. He drops apparently a lot more than Coby does, or at least for my luck. Hopefully one of those levels up his special. Remember, only 2 of the books can level him up. The other ones are just for stuff. Nope, no special ups. Wow, pretty unlucky. So, yeah, that happens a lot. All right, auto recovery and charge specials. What do I even have on this guy? I have charge specials. Once again, I really feel like Bind and Despair are probably the best things for a random character. I will leave charge specials on right now. Sometimes what happens is, let's say I want Bind and Despair, but let's say I feed 3 of them to him. Sometimes it just like, all 3 will be the same thing, like charge specials or something. And like, it's good enough that you just leave it. I've done like 5 in the past, and 4 of them have been like slot rate boosts. Well, when that happens, you really feel like you gotta go with it. Which, speaking of, I'm kind of feeding random amounts of characters to them. I actually highly recommend feeding 5, because then you get a general idea of where it's heading. If you feed 1 at a time, which I've done in the past, if you feed 1 at a time, though, it might be something random, like, I find it harder to track the trend when it's only 1 at a time. You know, it's like it could just all go to the wrong spot, or I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It doesn't really matter if you do 1 at a time or 5 at a time, but visually I think it's more helpful to see, oh, +2 went to bind, +1 went to resist, you know, as opposed to 1 at a time where they can kind of be all scattered, but that doesn't make much sense. Anyways, oh, we also have Robin. No, I take that back. Let's also do Robin. Nope, that's Boa. That's Boa. Where is Robin? There's a lot of, oh, there she is. I'm like looking all around. All right. I don't have her special max. This is a very important special to max too. So I actually do need to grind the Coby event a lot because I want to get that special up. Oh, nice. So out of, how many was that? 4 plus 2, 6, 8. So out of 8 specials, I got 1 up during a double special up event. Woohoo! Feels good. No, actually, this is one of the reasons I really hate this game, and I'm actually really frustrated with it, and I actually don't want to play anymore. I've been playing because I feel the need to maybe offset some of my losses from some of the Sugo Fest, but it's kind of like player's guilt, you know, like buyer's remorse type of thing. I play because I've spent money, and I feel like I need to redeem my playing time or my money spending, but I really don't like parts of this game. I've had, during double up events, feed 20 characters and not a single one level up. Like, that is some shit tier RNG, and it's very frustrating to play with that type of unluckiness, I do have to say. And with stuff like that, you get so frustrated because you're playing it as best you can. You're trying to play smart. You're trying to save the characters for double up events, and then you're saving all the characters, double event comes, you're like excited, you're gonna max a character special, you feed them, and no special ups. It's a very frustrating process, and I wish it was done away with. But anyways, that'll be the end of this episode, guys. I've rambled on for far too long. Thanks so much for watching this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. Go ahead and karate chop that like button. Until next time. GG.